Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Financial Freedom course. In our last segment, we're going to be talking about multiple sources of income. One source of income leaves you vulnerable. If you just have one source of income, then you're leaving yourself open for negative things to happen. What happens if you lose that source of income, or you're fired, or you're quit from your job? So if your one source of income is your primary job that you work at, you have no other source of income, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, then what happens then if you suddenly get fired or something else happens that you have to quit? You will no longer have any money coming in, and you living paycheck to paycheck is extremely risky. And what do you do from there? This is why it's so important to have multiple sources of income, primarily when it comes to passive income. When you have active income, you must work to make money. This is what the vast majority of people do. They are actively working to make money. That is where your primary source of income comes from. You're actively working towards something, working for someone, or even have your own business as well, where you're actively being paid on a regular basis for doing work. Passive income, on the other hand, is you work once and you gain income over time from that work. So some examples of passive income could be dividends. If you're invested heavily in, your retirement account or your investment portfolio in companies that pay dividends, then you'll be earning quarterly dividends from these companies. That can be considered a source of income, especially if you own a lot of stock. You could be making a lot of money in dividends over time. It's not money you can necessarily actively use, because you should reinvest that, but it is something that is there. Bank account interest is another one as well, because when you have money in your bank account, let's say you have a lot of money in your savings account, and because of how high the interest rates are, at least at this current time, you could be making over $100 just in interest, depending on how much money you have in your savings account. So that $100 will go directly into your savings account to earn more money, or you could perhaps use some of that as well if you really want to. As well as online sales. Perhaps you have set up a shop online and you've done all the work to get that shop up and running, and it is like a drop shipping type of service. So you don't even have any merchandise on hand. You just set up the shop, you rely on other people finding it, or you're advertising it. Other people come to your shop and they purchase things. People can be purchasing things in the middle of the night when you're asleep, and you're earning money from it. Another thing is monetize videos and blogs. Perhaps you are someone who travels a lot and you're blogging about your various travels to different countries. Let's say you have a relatively large following on your blog. You're making videos. You have advertisements on the blog, advertisements in the video, perhaps even paid sponsorships even. Then what happens then is, at the time you release that post or that video, that is when your most loyal people are going to get access to that post, and they're going to see it. But it could be 10 years later that someone stumbles across your stuff and there's still ads on the page and you're earning money from that. So these are things that you work once and you're still gaining money, years down the line. The number one thing to remember is you are financially free. This information is incredibly crucial to help you be financially free. So with the tips here, and with utilizing and putting these things into action, you will be financially free, and you are financially free. Don't let all of the money trouble and worries bring you down. Instead, change your perspective, change your mindset, and start today. Save some money, put some money aside, start investing for longer term. Think about your future. If you're really young, if you're in your 20s, you got plenty of time left to start investing. If you're in your 30s, it's not too late. Even if you're in your 40s or 50s, you can still put money aside. Once you start getting up to the age of 60 and beyond, that's when it gets much harder for actual investing. But that doesn't mean that you can't form an actual plan on how you're spending your money, as well as your income, your expenses, all those things, organizing it in a way that allows you to be financially free. Because there's no point in stressing out over money. Just do these things and you will be able to live a healthier quality life by just saving a little bit at a time. Even if you don't have that much to save, even $1 goes a long way. So I want to thank you so very much. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this and what was the most beneficial to you. I want to thank you so very, very much. You all take care and have a great one. And I will see you in my next set of videos and courses. Bye-bye.